So Spa has been renewed until 2031. But not for every year. It'll be run in 26, 27, 29 and 31, with another track taking the stage in 28 and 30. So it's becoming rotational, and my thoughts on Spa becoming a rotational race to start with. First, we kinda should have seen this coming, because this idea has been spoken about for a while. You know, certain races rotating year on year, and Spa being one of them that could. Second, it is a shame, because it is one of the most loved tracks on the calendar, and there's a lot of history there. That track. I mean, it's been on and off the calendar for most of the time of Formula 1. But third, while it is a shame we want to hit every year as of the next couple of years, I'm no overly bothered by it. Like, every other year is better than nothing at all, and hitting it every other year is just gonna build up with more anticipation for it being run again, you know? Think like when Australia came back after being off the calendar for a few years with the pandemic. Same with Mexico, same with COTA. I do find it a bit interesting though that the rotation really starts for, well, 2028 really is the first time it wanna be held in this period, which brings me on to what race will Spa rotate with. Nothing's been said yet. It could be Zandvoort, and it wouldn't surprise me if it is, but I just don't think it is. And I had the same opinion with Barcelona, which runs for the last time this year. The fact that the track it rotates with wanna be run until 2028 makes me think that we'll either be getting a new venue that wanna be ready until 2028, or we'll be getting a returning venue that hasn't hosted F1 in a while, and it, for whatever reason, isn't going to be ready to welcome Formula 1 back until 2028. On the idea of a new venue, well, a few months ago there was something said online about Rwanda potentially joining the calendar. And in fact, about a month ago, news came that Rwanda announced a bid to join the calendar with the fast and flowing, as it's been described, track that is reportedly being designed by Alex Wurz. If this track gets approved and is built, then maybe it could be a contender if it could be ready in time. Also on new tracks, there is that new Saudi Arabia track, but I doubt that's an option as the Belgian GPs run in July, and while I'm no expert on the weather and climate of Saudi Arabia, I don't think that'd be a good time of year weather-wise to host a race. I mean, heat-wise, you know? I mean, temperatures, isn't that why the last World Cup was in, like, winter? Also, you know, they're trying to regionalize the calendar, and that's the midst of the European season, and those two tracks, Middle East and Africa. That's not Europe. But on the returning tracks front, also on the African continent, the return to Kyalami in South Africa has been spoken about for a few years, and hell, could be an option, but like I said, not exactly Europe. A track in Germany, like the Hockenheimring, could be a contender to return to Formula 1. News last year saying the circuit had secured some new investment, with the group in question planning to sink upwards of 250 million euros into the place over the next 5 to 10 years. That could bring some renewed hope for an F1 return to Germany, with 12 German teams on the grid come 2026, with Mercedes and Audi having a race in Germany again would be really, really nice. I also swear to God I saw a headline at one point about Germany maybe trying to get in on the whole F1 rotating races thing. Hockenheimring, Germany. It could be possible. Or maybe South Korea will return, as earlier last year news came out that the country was taking steps to return to Formula 1. Here's a small bit of what was said in an article for Racing News 365 last April. Over the weekend of the Japanese Grand Prix, a letter of intent was submitted to F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali by the mayor of Incheon, South Korea's third largest city. With a population of 2.6 million, Incheon is located close to the capital Seoul and is believed to be proposing a street circuit to debut on the F1 calendar in 2026 or 2027, with a view to run for at least 5 seasons. Now, seeing F1 return to South Korea could be quite cool, and honestly, I could see it happening, because I'm sure the F1 market in the country has changed a lot since they last raced there between 2010 and 2013. Anybody from the region or knows a bit about F1, knows a bit more about F1 in that region than I do, feel free to chime in the comments. But while I think it could return in the future, I don't think it's to this slot. As F1, as I said, trying to regionalize the calendar and having a race in Asia in the midst of the European season, even if only every 2 years, ain't exactly doing that, and the same thought process goes for Malaysia if they fancy a return in F1. But you know, massive interest from new venues is kind of why they're looking to rotate certain races, to maybe try and visit some more places. There's tons of places. Argentina's been mentioned as interested, there's the aforementioned Rwanda, there's been word of South Korea. There is a lot of places interested in hosting Formula 1, but honestly, the Hockenheimring is where I'm placing my bets for this rotation slot with Spa. So many folk would love to see F1 return to Germany, and I could see it agreeing to rotate if it's interested in the business. It has done it before, previously sharing the German Grand Prix with the Nürburgring year on, year off. And, you know, Germany's in Europe, so it fits with the whole in the midst of the European season regionalising the calendar thing. What race do you think the Belgian Grand Prix will rotate with? Let me get your thoughts, do it in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.